Oh, I've had a crazy day, and what better way to end it than being here with you lot, people. Deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, in some cases, good night. Now, we asked Arsenal to get a move on with transfers. If rumours are to be believed, then we actually are doing that. We know Zubimendi looks like he's getting over the line. Rodrigo links have resurfaced. I'm sure everybody, including myself, is tired of hearing about Sesko and Gyokeres, but the show must go on. So yeah, smash the like button. We'll get into all of that in just a sec, man. Why would Barcola want to come to Arsenal? I don't know, man. You know, we got French ties here. The left wing's up for grabs. You know, what would you rather, fighting Martinelli for that spot or Kvaratskhelia? Of course, he's got no reason to leave. You're a young French player playing for, you know, the big bad bullies of France right now, and you've just won the Champions League, and you've got Enrique out there, etc., etc. Got to put this disclaimer. This is live. You know, you're not watching this on a replay. I'm here. Big up everybody tuned in. 2-3. Come on, my killie. Hey, DG, staying up reviewing for my exam. What a way to end it with a classic DG stream. Appreciate that, and you are a moderator, but my brother, extra 10-15 minutes of that of learning, man. If you learn, you earn, my guy, man. This will be there in the morning. But yeah, man, best of luck for your exams, man. Paul, one love, man. And yeah, man, just wish we had a striker, wish we had a winger. Yeah, man, like, again, this isn't going to make no sense, but sometimes I'm like you, like, I sit here and I just think about random tactics. Like, if I just show this on screen, I might make this into a video. Yeah, I promise. I'm just thinking about formations and tactics, and I'm not Arteta, and again, none of it's to scale. It's not going to make no sense, but I just come in and I think about stuff. And you know, with Zubimendi coming in, Zubimendi has played a bunch of positions. This is so random, but he's played a bunch of positions for Sociedad, right? One of those is also, again, not to scale. As you can see, I was in such a rush, but it's like a 4-1-4-1, so he'd be the lone kind of guy in that regards, if it makes sense, people. And then, I'm not gonna lie, man, in terms of breaking down low blocks, it'd be nice. Definitely not you there. You'd be up front, Glock 9 or Sesko. You'd have Zubimendi, who does peel out to the left quite a lot, or you'd have Rice over there. Now, you could have two traditional wingers. Saka has to get in the team somehow. And Wanyeri and Odegaard could be good in those little pockets. And you could have a Lewis Skelly in there in the 6. And then obviously the width is coming from there. You've got inverted galore. You're going to probably see a back 3. Timber obviously is going to do that. You'd have 2 dynamic runners that could run in behind. And Saka's on his bike. And Rice is on his bike. And Wanyeri or Odegaard can get in the pockets. You get your width with Calafiori. Yeah, man, that's completely off topic, people. But that's the sort of stuff I do with my day. I've had a terrible day, man. Like, my phone broke. I went to go and fix it. And it's just stuck on 2 hours and 39 minutes, man. I might just have to erase everything and then reset it with iCloud or something. No deals are happening until July. You're a content creator, play the game. But the rest of y'all, calm down. Nothing's happening till July. I hear you, man. Hi, big up everyone on your grind, man. Late night business, smash the likes. Appreciative, man. Big up DG, nearly at 70k. When you hit it, I'm going to upgrade your chair. You can hold me to that. All right, that's dark, man. But appreciate that, my guy. And you are right on one thing. The road to 70,000, and we're flirting with it. We're flirting with it. So let's go and achieve it, man. If you haven't smashed the like button or subscribed, what you're doing, and big up to you lot who have. Now, I'm wary that it is nighttime, innit? So again, you lot are gonna have to forgive me. I actually haven't had the chance to sort out the tabs. Yes, I know I always have a bunch of tabs, but we might as well crack on and go through 1-2 things. Allegedly, if you believe reports that are filtered out this week, Partey is expected to leave Arsenal. Negotiations over a new deal appear to be at a standstill. That is what ESPN initially said. Obviously, certain other journalists have gone as far as to say it's 90% certainly leave. We heard from that same journalist of that slide that Partey will hold face-to-face talks with Arteta this week. Arsenal will not increase their contract offer to Partey. However, the offer is still on the table and he has not rejected it. As it stands, it's 90% that Partey leaves Arsenal. So where are we at with that? What is you lot's immediate thinking in relation to that? One of you did mention Barcola. Naturally, I don't think we're going to go and get him. He's got a sweet gig at PSG. Haven't seen anything to actually suggest the man wants to leave. Arsenal, Chelsea and Bayern Munich have all made approaches for Bradley Barcola lately. However, PSG have closed the door on his departure. Barcola is not happy with his situation at PSG. Not unhappy, apologies, with his situation at PSG slate and wishes to remain at the club. So, I mean, you could make him available if you put an offer far too good to turn down and you convince the player, but probably improbable. In terms of preparing for next season, the Arsenal first team will head to La Manga in Marcia, Spain for 5 days as part of pre-season training after returning to, I'm just going to call that London Coley. There'll be no public matches. That's almost the pre-season. Again, journalists are starting to pour into the Sesko debate. You would have seen in the last 24 hours, and let me know your thoughts. Bayern Munich apparently are discussing a potential transfer for Arsenal's Martinelli. Not sure if I believe that, but we'll see. AC Milan apparently are taking a shine with Zinchenko. Aston Villa sporting director Igel Tar has held talks with the reps of Zinchenko. Milan appreciate the player and could close a deal for a figure under 20 million euros. The only obstacle would be Zinchenko's high wages and his reasoning with a wage cut. Now, to be fair, you probably will earn handsome wages, not what you're on at the moment at Arsenal, obviously, but you'll earn something good as a professional footballer at AC Milan, would you not? You know, you learn that. You're playing for a big club, you're playing in a lovely country, you're going to play a lot of football. I don't know, because AC Milan have been linked with him before, but they look like they might sell Mr. Hernandez to Al Hilal, who's a fullback. So is that where the rumors are coming from? I don't know. But Zinchenko's on big wages. We need to get a fee. There was no way on God's green earth we was getting anything close to the initial fee we was getting. I believe he's 27, contracted until 2026, probably on 100+ K wages. It's not making sense. Unless there's a bit of, negotiating in that regards. Again, in relation to what you just saw there with Martinelli coming out of Sky Germany, I don't doubt it, but I mean, it might have floated about him. But as I've said in the previous vid, Martinelli's been linked with Bayern Munich, Gakpo's been linked with Man United, with Bayern Munich, Gittins has been linked with Bayern Munich, Nico Williams has been linked with Bayern Munich. So is there any real credibility in those Martinelli links? I don't know. Rodrigo, John Cross of the Daily Mirror has said Rodrigo remains a top priority for Arsenal, and it now remains to be seen whether they can progress on it and get encouragement, or have to look elsewhere. Real Madrid would demand in excess of 70 million, and there's a belief they may be willing to do business. Now, that's no different or not too dissimilar from what we've previously heard with these Rodrigo links. Yes, every game he does, or every minute he does or doesn't play for Real Madrid, especially around this Club World Cup, is going to add fuel to the fire. It comes down to the money. You put the bread down, you give the guy the wages, whether that breaks your wage structure and all of that stuff. I'm not saying it's not without sense, but at the end of the day, how do you get to these players? You got a couple of options. You either get these Rodrigos and any decent player that you can think of, or top class player, before they become household names. That's down to scouting, or you pay the going rate. It's down to the club. We need to fix our wages, clearly. I'm not a pocket watcher, but, Zinchenko, I'm sure they want to shave his wages. Partey is more of a sporting decision, as to why we want to keep him. But from a financial position, that's 200 grand wages saved plus. I don't even want to add fuel to the fire with you lot and start talking about Gabriel Jesus or Kai Havertz, but you can get the picture being painted. Graham Bailey apparently said Andrea Berta has been doing a lot of work in the background on a deal for Rodrigo in recent weeks, attempting to understand the makeup of a potential transfer, and preliminary talks have taken place with the players' reps. It's understood Real Madrid's hierarchy have made it clear that should they be willing to sell, they will be realistic with their valuation and would accept around 70 million. And even if they think he could be worth closer to 100 million. So it sounds a lot. It's more of a dream. It's sounding like it makes sense. There's a willingness to let him go. They're willing to be flexible. Naturally, if Real Madrid ever make Rodrigo available, whether these clubs, will get involved. But you would imagine Man City would at least listen to what's being done. United the same. Whether these clubs are going to go for them or can get them or not. We all know if a player of this caliber becomes available, PSG, well, obviously not Barcelona, but the PSGs, Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Man United, etc., they're all going to get involved. My point of saying that is to say this: if you're Real Madrid and you've made it clear that the man's going to go, you don't necessarily care where he goes. And if you are willing to accept 70 million, but 3-4 clubs are involved, it's going to drive up the price, isn't it? Arsenal are open to Rodrigo taking a spot amongst their highest earners, even if new deals for Saliba and Saka break the 300k a week threshold. I mean, we've got to be prevalent with wages, but if we want to be a big club, we have to be prepared to pay big players big wages. We've shown we're prepared to give people handsome contracts. Whether it's the caliber is another thing, but it just sounds more positive than it should be. And this is a move that the best of days is probably going to drag out. Madueke links have resurfaced. Arsenal have been speaking to Chelsea about a potential move for Noni Madueke. Chelsea want 50 million for the player, which is not a price Arsenal want to go to right now. There's a possibility a deal may be revived later in the summer. we saying deadline day player from Chelsea who plays out wide. There's still a 10 million euros gap between Arsenal and Leipzig on Benjamin Sesko that has nevertheless developed into a game of chicken as the two clubs seek to get the best deal possible. Arsenal have been seeking to do a deal on installments that currently comes to around 70 million euros. Come on, you lot are being greedy, man. You're being greedy, man. Just take that and go, man. So how far does the interest, pardon me, go in a Gyokeres if we took that for gospel? Some clubs received calls from Rodrigo's entourage inquiring whether they would be in the market for a forward this summer. Arsenal plans to attempt the transfer in August, not in July, you see. This will be a complex, drawn-out operation, player open to Arsenal and City. Okay, go for Rodrigo as much as you want. Make sure there's some more, quote-unquote, realistic left-back addition options, because I don't want to hear we tried. Anywho, people, if he was to leave, 90 million. So we're seeing as low as 70 and as high as 100 million. All depends where you want to read. Apparently, once again, on the theme with Sesko, Arsenal, our club, are growing frustrated with Benjamin Sesko, and negotiations are not going smoothly due to his wage demands. It's wage demands today. Over the weekend, it was he wants a release clause. Who really knows in this grand scheme of things? What's this? So, yeah, as I said, there's still a £10 million or euros gap in valuation, apparently, between Leipzig and Arsenal. What's this? While Sesko's release clause comes to just over 80 million euros, Arsenal have been seeking to do a deal on installments that currently comes to around 70 million euros. Leipzig so far haven't budged, but the Arsenal hierarchy are aware the Bundesliga club have a pressure to sell, given that they did not secure Champions League football for next season. Sporting's Victor Gyokeres remains an option, with Arsenal essentially discussing both potential deals simultaneously. Arsenal have also been speaking to Chelsea about a potential move for Noni Madueke, as the Stamford Bridge hierarchy anticipate another summer of high activity. Yeah. I don't know, man. Nathan Butler Adeje was linked with Studgras, and now he's been linked with Lausanne Sport, who I think, is it Switzerland, Austria, one of those clubs? I really should read the article. So, yeah, man. Tired of hearing about Rodrigo, if I'm honest. We know Gyokeres is leaving Sporting. Arsenal and United have been the two that have been linked. Monday's edition of reports, basically various reports out of Portugal, are claiming Arsenal want Gyokeres for the preseason trip to Asia. To try and achieve that, it's claimed the Gunners are preparing to make another offer for the Sweden international. Of course, their first offer was said to only be verbal and worth 55 million euros plus 10 million euros in bonuses. 1 minute is verbal, then no offers have been placed, then we've placed offers, so on and so forth, people, man, like and everything in between for that matter. So who knows? Mikel Arteta is described as pushing for the striker to be signed in time for the Asia tour so he can work with him ahead of the new season. Now, is it a game of chicken? Arsenal going for Gyokeres. Arsenal won it before pre-season. The Sesko thing is dragging. Is it a game of chicken? Because actually what's going on in the world of football and what these journalists who are essentially story writers are saying could be something very different. I don't know, people. So, yeah, them rumors there are not going to go away. I did read this in an earlier stream. I won't bore you lot with that again. We've gone over Rodrigo again, but come on, like, just sign the guy. If not, Arsenal are preparing a new offer for Gyokeres as they intensify their pursuit of his signature. Is there anything new here? We know about the goals he scored. We've just gone over the pre-season thing. Just tell us Lionel Messi wants to sign for us. Football transfers apparently can reveal that Arsenal accelerating their move for Ajax defender João Hato. We were told that talks are scheduled for this week between the club's officials and the players' reps as the Gunners look to wrap up one of the most impressive defensive signings of the summer. Sources have confirmed to Football Transfers that positive dialogue has already taken place and a face-to-face meeting is expected to take place on Tuesday, where Arsenal will present a long-term contract offer for the Dutch international. Arsenal remain keen to avoid a bidding war for the Ajax star, who's valued at, that says, 50 million euros. Not sure how much that is in pounds. Hence why this week's negotiations will be pivotal in determining whether or not the Dutchman plays his football at the Emirates. Some journalists say there's a concern over what Hato's arrival could mean for Miles Lewis-Skelly as well, people. So it all depends. Arsenal described as the favourites to sign him. Chelsea, Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund all involved. So we're going to have to wait that one out and see what's going. Arsenal transfer for Benjamin Sesko has thrown further into doubt after a shock development, which could see... I need to zoom in, people. I'm moving like I can barely see this, man. This is weird. Let's do that again. Arsenal's transfer for Benjamin Sesko has been thrown further into doubt after a shock development, which could see Mikel Arteta turn to Gyokeres in his search for a new number 9. So now that sums up the whispers and how it starts. Again, Sesko and Gyokeres are considered to be priorities for us as we obviously look to improve our front line. We hear conflicting and conflating reports in relation to the release clause. So yeah, Gyokeres apparently is developing an edge over Sesko in Arsenal talks. Sesko had initially been Arsenal's first choice target, having attempted to sign the Civilian last summer, only for him to agree a new contract with Leipzig. But after perhaps an underwhelming campaign for Leipzig, where he failed to better his goal record for the previous season, you lot don't want to hear that. Arsenal opened their starts to a move for Gyokeres as well. So yeah, at this point, everybody's saying the same thing. Sitting in the shadows is okay, but just like and subscribe, people. Love Arsenal, hate the ops, fire. Michael, as they've all said, smash the likes. Hyper's the same. And here we go from Marcel. DG Walgon, big up my favorite op. Man, how is the summer going? How many raves have you been so far? Raves, what's that? I don't know what that is. What is a rave? I don't know, man. I don't know anything, man. Smash the likes, peeps. Come on. Good night, my guy. You saw Gooner yesterday. Absolute ball on the right. Rodrigo might actually leave, you know. I beg we get it done. I hope we can get it done. I pray we can get it done. But I must admit, I'm naturally pessimistic for Arsenal signings, right? And I say that, man. You can't blame me. It's been a long road, people. It's been a long road. But I'll believe it. My mentality is I'll believe it, and I'll see when I see it. I'll believe it around Sesko and Gyokeres. So you can only imagine. I can't quantify the Rodrigo thing. I have hope. You know, we did once upon a time get Alexis Sanchez. We all remember when Ozil was signed, but I don't know if we got the juice for that. And there's just, for me, with Rodrigo, too much dominoes has to fall. Xabi Alonso has to make it clear you're being sold, or the club have to say we're selling you, or he has to say, you know, I'm leaving. Maybe he has, but it just seems like everybody's on everything and it's a bit half-hearted. And then we're going to need to front up the cash. Then you're going to need to put up the transfer fee and make it make sense for Real Madrid, and obviously giving the wages. And I know it is negotiation and we do drag out bids and stuff, but you can't be going to Madrid with no dibby thing. Like, just put the cash down, make it make sense, keep it moving, and sign Rodrigo. But I'm more concerned in the sense of go for Rodrigo, and I pray to God we get it done clearly. But you see, if it don't get done, what are we going to do now? Because in previous years we've gone over targets, we tried. There's no other. Remember, we're not too far removed from when, and this is a safe space for Arsenal fans. There were small sections of Arsenal fans that used to fall for that rhetoric of no one's available on the market. There's only an X amount of players that can improve us, etc., etc., etc. That's run out now. I'm laughing, but I wasn't joking. Pick a chair from Secret Labs and it's yours as soon as you hit 70. I appreciate it, man. Oh, man. But yeah, man, I don't think any deals are happening until at least July, man. But it is what it is. Nobody cares about Arsenal, and I'm a Man City fan. Nelson, you know what? At this point, big up yourself, man, because you do comment that a lot. Go easy on the raid this summer, my G. Drink responsibly. What funds come over that though? Obviously responsibly, but come on. Got a lot of things to do, mate. Got a lot of things to do. I hear they want Granit Xhaka back. Apparently AC Milan want Xhaka. Xhaka, it's a good move, you know. Because I've watched a lot of documentaries about Granit, and he always speaks about, like, on his TV when he was growing up. Smash the like button, mods. Come on. On his TV when he was growing up, he tended to watch a lot of Serie A games, so it'd be a bit romantic for him. And he obviously won stuff at Thingy. At Leipzig. Deluded, sorry to say, but Arsenal are more likely to go for Watkins, Madueke than go for Rodrigo. You know, the dream is free, as I say, but the hustle is sold separately, and it would be on brand, unfortunately. You know what? I wouldn't be against Watkins. Obviously, I want the Seskos and the Gyokereses, and it would be underwhelming if you got neither, before all the talk around both, and especially Sesko now for the last 2 years. I wouldn't be against Watkins. Like, I don't think it'd be dead. But if you go and get Watkins, no disrespect to him. To be fair, if you get Sesko as well, I need someone serious on that left wing. Ideally, I would love to know they're serious from the moment they have their first medical. But come on, Arsenal fans, man. This is a safe place. Come on. I'm past the point, not even past the point, but it's far too late in the evening now to, you know, have any real energy for anything. But we've known we've needed to improve that left wing. We've known about the depth. We've known about the striker position. Like, it's long now, man. We're saying the same things. But yeah, Madueke, because it's easier. It's easier to go grab Madueke than it is Rodrigo. Beyond the obvious, it's easier. I don't necessarily think Chelsea are forcing him out, but I'm sure they're more than open to offers. Chelsea got more players than we could care to count. We'll be up all night. And they do have that Estalvio guy, so maybe he's seen as someone that could get some money. So is what it is. DJ's a shame we still have Gabriel Jesus on the books, because I would have loved both. I would have liked, better yet, both Gyokeres and Sesko. And given the amount of games we play, we could keep them happy. In an ideal world, you've got both of them. They can obviously impact right now, but Gyokeres is the guy we see as to do it now. Sesko to roam in the squad. But then you're asking Arteta to change his dynamics, man. Like, is he going to go with 2 strikers. I very much doubt we're going to see Gyokeres or Sesko on the flanks, and I don't want to see that. But yeah, man, and it will cost a lot. And if you bring in 2 strikers, I think most Arsenal fans will say, you know what, we do need a left winger, but we might let you off. We might be able to do a thing. Some Arsenal fans, and just speaking for myself, on one hand, I feel like that, but on the other hand, you still need to get a left winger. Now, I don't think you would. I don't think you're getting Rodrigo anyways. But if you were to get Sesko and Gyokeres, and there was a chance of getting Rodrigo, I don't think we would go and grab him in it. You more need to go and get a development talent. So you do need to address that. You need to do everything else. It's a big summer, man. And we all know it's a big summer and all those kind of things. But I just feel that I've checked out from that as an Arsenal fan now. Obviously, I want big players. I want all the things you lot want. But I was saying all that last year. Like, that was all said last year, and we've said it a few years as Arsenal fans. So just show me now, innit? Like, there's no point talking. All right, you need to sign people in July. You need to do this. You need to do that. All right, just show me. Just make sure when the season starts, and at a very minimum, which I'm not saying I want to give the club this excuse, September the 1st, but just make sure when the season starts, we've got what we need. If we don't, you're not stupid. Which players do you think we would sell this summer, and how much money do we get for them? We need to improve in that department. Smash the likes, everyone. Again, I don't control Arsenal. I'm no expert, but naturally, I want the best for my club. Clubs that are not as big as us, respectfully, have multi-club structures. Where's us? Scouting department. Halen. Hustling. Because a long time ago, let's have it right, a very long time ago, players' actual valuation and what you pay for them, they used to be in sync. That's gone. So it's what you can hustle. And it's not the same because we don't really have a Halen talent that's scratching the surface at this moment. Like, my man, he went Leverkusen from Liverpool. Didn't he come out of the academy? That's 30-40 million from nowhere. So we need to do better. We've made a step in the right direction, I guess, on paper with the Balligans, the Joe. Well, it's years ago, but Joe Willock, Iwobi, which are a handful of isolated cases, which is something we need to improve at. But the Balligans in recent years, Eddie Nketiah technically, Smith Rowe technically, we need to make that a minimum. And if we can bridge that gap and get players that come out of our under-21s, and we want them all to make it, but if they're not quite good enough, but they might be able to cut out decent careers for themselves, and there's 15-20 odd million, you never know. But in relation to players I think we're going to sell this summer, my hot take is Kiwior leaves, personally. I don't want him to. I want him to stay for depth. I want him to actually have that mentality that, I reckon I can force Arteta to play me a lot more. But I just think, and again, they've never gone away. And whether the Italian clubs will buy him permanently is another thing. But the links to Italian clubs haven't gone anywhere. And to be fair, we've only really spoke about Kiwior like this when he's been given an extended run. But this is probably his biggest one. He's played against PSG, I guess. Done all right against Madrid. So I wanted to stay. But I just reckon he thinks, it's a World Cup year. Maybe my stock is high. There's a big market for me. Probably one of the only players on the books, really, that I would say for our standards, unfortunately, Berta's coming, hopefully he changes it. But from what we've seen in previous years, we ain't done too well in terms of outgoings. Kiwior's, at least you hope to break even with him, but make a small kind of profit, because I think Zinchenko's gone. We know we're not making no bread there. Marquinhos is gone. Some say we've got 2.5 million. Some say we've got 3 million. Some say we've got a sell-on clause. Some say we haven't. So got our money back, quote unquote. Tavares is gone. Lokonga, you're not making your money back. Well, I reckon Lokonga's gone. Let me stick to the question. Lokonga's gone. Zini's gone. My hot take is Kiwior's gone. Kiwior. Wait, I said Kiwior, Zini. Let me look on Arsenal.com and actually see our players, man. Lokonga. Fabio Vieira, I don't know, man. It just screams loan again, if I'm honest, man. But hopefully he can do something for us there. Or, not even an ideal world. It'd just be nice if Fabio Vieira, if he stayed, showed his quality, and we've got a good player. But that's not how it's going to crumble. Honestly, I don't know. It's all fun and games saying sell Kai Havertz, Jesus, Tomiyasu, whether they're injured, key players on big wages. It's another thing as to why they would or wouldn't move on. Views on Sport. One love, my guy. People, power to the chat. Hit the likes and don't forget to subscribe, please. I'd be over the moon with Gyokeres for sure. But have you seen that piece where they compared leagues? The Portuguese league bottom half is as bad as League One. I did see that, and evidently that is an issue. No player is without faults. If we sign Gyokeres, as much as we can look at the stats and whether we want him or not, there is that question. Bro, he done it in Portugal, and take nothing away from the Portuguese league, but that is a legit question. That has to be something scheduled around recruitment for any team that buys him. Do we believe, and all the things we're looking at in terms of recruitment, how much do we believe he can correlate that Portuguese form to the Prem? Now, he's probably not going to get that number of goals, but 15, 20 league plus goals and 30 all comps, that would be stuff. Sesko, can you do it? So, yeah, I actually want Gyokeres because I say I'm very happy with Sesko. I actually think Sesko will be a player for us, but I want Gyokeres purely because it's something different, man. If we're really win now mode, of course, if it flops, it flops. But the man's 27. There's none of this. In 2 years, he's going to be amazing. That being said, I do think people are doing Sesko a disservice. But then I even look at it. Their job is to scout and find talents because all the players were waffling about signing and will next year and the year after that. They have to start somewhere. But to me as a fan, there's good players out there and good strikers in these positions. But the left wing market, it looks shaky. Striker market, there's not really much. If you're not doing the scouting thing, there's not really much. I would love Isaac for a variety of reasons. We're not going to waste time on that. Gyokeres, again, Sesko's there, Watkins there. There might be an appender. Who else really is there? There's good strikers, but really? And do you know what? For all the talk about, because I have seen some Arsenal fans on my channel say Sesko can play out wide, Gyokeres can play out wide. That's a bit mad. Ollie Watkins could play out wide. That's why I think the only scenario Arsenal sign 2 strikers, it won't be a Gyokeres and Sesko thing. It'll be a Ollie Watkins and a Sesko thing. I don't think you get Ollie Watkins and Gyokeres purely because I'm not saying I agree with it, but we know how a club operate, and we do know in football resale value and all that stuff. They all want that stuff. You're not going to sign a 29-year-old Watkins. You're not, and a 27-year-old Gyokeres. You're not going to do that. You're not. In an ideal world, I think for the club, it'd be Sesko and Rodrigo. They're young. Rodrigo more, but they're fairly established. They got a fairly decent name. There's that caveat of what you could be, not just now, but in the future and whatnot. French league is closest to the Prem. Do you know what, France? Before I read the rest of that off, and big up yourself because you're always here. One thing I feel people don't give credit to the French league beyond anything. That's a physical effing league, you know. But yeah, French league is closer to the Prem. It's become so based on pace and intensity. We haven't had blistering pace or quality in the forward line. We need both because it scares oppositions. It scares players individually. If you're a centre half, especially in today's day and age of high lines and ball playing and all of that, if you're playing against a deadly hitman and you know they're quick, anyone that's played Sunday League, you're gonna think twice. I'm not saying you're not gonna get on the ball and be brave and venture forward, but you know you can't switch off. We need that, man. It's all fun and games, dropping into midfield, working the channels, and I know we need that part. It'd be nice to go into games, kind of what you said, the front line, like believing in the whole of the front line. I know there's been players that are not bad and purple patches, but in the front line, Saka is the only one genuinely we believe in. And we all watch games. We watch the games. You know when we're losing or it hasn't worked out, but in the moment, Saka's on the ball. It's not quite happening. It happens a lot of the time, but it's not quite happening. It's not looking like Saka's going to get us out of jail today. Sometimes, and well, quite frequently for the last 3 years, we've had a lot of unlikely heroes, but we don't have another one. All right, Saka's having a bad day. What's our 9 saying? What's the left winger saying? But unfortunately, in this Emirates era, and I'm only 30, it feels like we're in love with it, but it's become a familiar pattern of us always being a couple pennies short of a pound coin, if that makes sense. When we got the striker, we ain't got the cam. When we got the cam and the striker, we don't have the DM. If we got the DM, we got a centre back. If we got 2 good centre backs, we got 2 shaky fullbacks. If we got a left back, we ain't got a right back. If we got a good back 4, we got a shaky keeper. And we need to get all the pieces. And that's why I can understand the frustration, because you could argue fans would be a lot more accepting of Sesko if you signed him a few years prior, if that makes sense. If you signed him a few years ago, and I'd actually say maybe last year I pushed. Fans are impatient now for everything. And I feel sorry for players that are brought into this club to a degree. You have to hold that. It comes with being a footballer. But Gyokeres, all right, you're scoring bare goals in Portugal. We need to see bare goals from the jump. Sesko, we need things immediately. There's an element of pressure. And I feel the players have to accept pressure. They're Premier League footballers and all of that kind of jazz. But I honestly feel like those above these players, because unpopular opinion, I don't blame the players for last season. They obviously played a part. And I've gone through that in previous vids. I think they've been hung out to dry by those above. Look at the January period. If you remove the romance, what was we hoping was going to happen? Big up us for beating Madrid, but imagine we rubbed out against Madrid. We know what we be saying about January. We know what we be saying about the summer. We're a mixed bag, unfortunately. There's like 10 good things about us, 10 shaky things. And if we would just focus on 1, 2 things, we might get to the next level. Exactly what Jerome's articulated in a way I couldn't. Pace keeps defenders honest, even at semi-pro level. Exactly. It keeps them honest. And we need that. And even in an ideal world, if I look at someone like Martinelli, all right, you might never be the guy that you was ever going to be. And he's someone that's linked with a move away. But if we get a bad boy winger and we've got that striker, and, you know, it's not quite happening for those two. But now it's the 60th, 70th minute. You've got Martinelli. He's a squad player. He's a road runner. Again, you don't want to play against that. I need Arteta to show me even more improved game management next season. And I need the tools to do that. Whether it's Arteta's problem with recruitment, Edu previously, Berto, we reserve judgment. You're all in it together now, innit? Left field, but I'd be happy to have Osman at the carpet. I would, but I think it'd be an expensive operation. And come on, man, you know the man there when they get to London. We saw a party when they get to London. The lights are bright. The account is mad. Playing for Arsenal, boy, it's mad. I don't know. Are you going to stay focused? I don't know. I hope so. Debated question. If the Premier League is the hardest league in the world and players like Messi haven't tried their luck here, does that mean Ronaldo is the top goal as he's done it everywhere? I hear that, but Messi slapped up every British team he's played. Even when, again, I'm only 30, but like Messi's the one I've like seen. I remember when they won't utter it anymore. They won't utter it anymore. But there was a time people used to say, "Oh, Messi can't do it against the British teams," and unfortunately, he's dunked on my team numerous times. Out jumped Rio Ferdinand in the final, slapped it on them at Wembley, mashed up Chelsea. Wait, who passed it? Was it Messi? I can't remember. Was it Messi who passed it to Iniesta at Stamford Bridge? Shout to you, like that was a great hate watch. He slapped it on everyone. There's no one he slapped. Messi's the best, man. Come on. Big up Cristiano Ronaldo. I respect him and whatnot. But if you're saying Cristiano Ronaldo's the GOAT, it's purely because you prefer Cristiano Ronaldo. If it's this football thing, Messi's been the best 9, the best winger, the best 10. And I admire Ronaldo. This ain't a hate campaign on Ronaldo. I still maintain the best Ronaldo I saw is probably literally the last couple of years he was at Man United. Real Madrid, when he was still on doing stepovers, he's made himself, which I think people, I know we want to be entertained and football's become about systems and field tilts and all this. So I do think people more disrespect Cristiano Ronaldo's longevity and making himself this mad goal scorer. And I respect that, because if he didn't do that, he's 40, still winning stuff with his country. But come on, man. Messi better than him, man. Cristiano can't talk to him, man. If you could watch one of them in their prime one last time. And of course, I'm an Arsenal fan. Like Ronaldo in his prime done it at Madrid. I watch all the Madrid stuff, but it was filled with Man United shagging and winning stuff. Lionel Messi, come on. I've seen Messi do too much stuff. Man are saying Messi and stats. Messi got the stats that matter. Messi smashed it up. Come on, man. I've seen Messi get a shit Argentina team, and I know he's won it. Stay with me. 2014. Big up Mesut Ozil in Germany. Do you know how shit Argentina was? It was just him and Mascherano. Messi, the dribbling, the vision, the passing, the artistry, the chips, the everything. And Messi live is ridiculous. Because I wish I'd got to see Lionel Messi without knowing anything about the man or about football, because you'd go to the game and you would see some good passes and some good touches and some decent stuff across 90 minutes. But the vast majority of the game, the guy's walking, he's disinterested, which to me, it's like that. You're playing football at a higher level. To you, you're pulling into space and whatnot, but he's so disinterested. And there'll be 30 seconds to a minute. He just dance past everyone. He'll just make a quick run from out to in. He's gone. You can prefer Ronaldo. Ronaldo's cold, but come on, man. He can't talk to Messi, man. You don't honestly believe it. If you're Portuguese, I get it. I understand it. If Ronaldo was Jamaican, he'd be the best in it. Messi, you might as well. Messi came to Jamaica. I haven't heard Cristiano Ronaldo's been there, so yeah, big up Messi. The last World Cup should have ended who the GOAT talk is. I'm not going to lie. You don't have to forgive me, and this is from someone who's clearly backing Messi. Argentina deserved to win that World Cup. I'm not one to scream football is fixed. It said the whole run's looking a bit engineered to me. There's penalty shouts going on, checks. The Netherlands game is looking a bit fugazi. Even the fact that the maddest thing is, forgive me if I'm wrong, did Saudi Arabia not beat Argentina when they won the World Cup? So if I'm from Saudi, I'm saying they won the World Cup. I'm telling my grandkids if I was a Saudi player, they won the World Cup, but they didn't beat us. I'm better than Messi. I would be so shameless and say that. And I'm sure that happened to Spain as well. Football's mad. And the great thing is we got a World Cup next year. Messi is as complete as a player could be. I don't want to be like Wenger, but imagine we got them man there, man. Talks about Ronaldo all the time. Ronaldo, unpopular opinion. Wenger would have made Ronaldo better than Fergie. He would have made him better. He would have made him better. Messi ain't complete. Social Jones, you rate Rafael, so I'm not taking in your opinion. Messi's not complete. And this is why, as football fans, honestly, I always say this. You see, if I was a footballer, I wouldn't listen to what fans have to say. If I was Lionel Messi and not that he would be on my stream, and I saw that comment, who are you talking to? Who are you? Oh my. Messi, there's nothing Messi can't do. Don't tell me no nonsense about defending, because I'll be shameless and say he thrived in a Pep Guardiola system. But come on, don't be stupid. Messi that might be the worst shout I've seen, you know. What's it Lee says? Big up Lee. What's he say? Biblical stinker and hooked or something of that ilk. You're a mod as well. You're the reason people say on my channel, oh, you must really be deluded. See? Come on, man. What do you know what complete is? So no, you tell us, Social Joins, why Messi isn't complete. And then if Messi isn't complete, who's complete? Don't tell me about goalies. Messi ain't complete when he's got over 800 goals and record assists. And you know what the maddest thing is? We don't need to do the stats thing with Messi. That's what I'm not going to say his name because I respect the goal, but them man from that side, and barely goals and well, come on. No one don't care that he's, big up Ronaldo, but no one don't care what he's doing right now. No one ain't watching Saudi League. No one ain't watching American League. But you can't tell me it doesn't put a smile onto your face every 2 weeks probably when you're on social media and Messi's doing some madness for who the hell is he playing for again? Like in Miami. No one's complete. R9 was close, but not complete. Of course, there's always something they could do better. Oh, okay, you're one of them. Like, stop trying to act like I hate guys like you, social. You stop acting like your ball knowledge is mad and like you understand football at another level. No one's complete. Like, man, I hear it, but Messi's complete, bro. There's no way on God's green earth Lionel Messi is not complete. There's no way. No way. No way. No way. Greatest ever. I don't think I'll see a player better than that. You know what? It's probably those that saw Maradona and so on and so forth. And it's not really enjoyable. Do you know what? I don't really enjoy watching too many footballers, like top level footballers. So that, the Europe's elite and the ones we see in the latter stages. Obviously, there's multiple exceptions to the rule. If anything, prefer watching the ballers that play for clubs that aren't necessarily winning prems and champs and whatnot. In general, who would I say I prefer? I enjoy watching now. Messi doesn't count. Ronaldo don't count. Neymar doesn't even count. No Arsenal players. Everyone knows how much I love Yamal. Cherky, not too much now. Rangers, not too much now. Pedri. Since we're saying unpopular opinions, Yamal and Pedri are top 5 in the world right now. And I was saying that a year ago. Due. I'm not gonna lie though, Due's my guy, and I back him. And I've been, you see big up Rants. You see me on Rants' stream where me and him go back and forth about him. Pause. But if I'm honest, Due's my guy, and I love the PR. They're doing too much still. They're doing too much. Allow it, man. Allow it. So what? Is he the only one? So what? So Wenger's not a good manager because he social. You see, I'm not gonna say it. Bro, if you move mad in here, I'm not. Bro, if you move mad, huh? I'm not sure what you're saying there, my dude, man. That's complete though. Oh, sorry, saw that already. Criminal records, 7 real gun, man. Man, if he was true. But no, Cristiano's cold. I've seen, bro, one of the best goals I've seen in the Champions League is Cristiano Ronaldo against Porto. Because it made no sense. I was watching the game live, but then Messi's. For me, it's more like I think football's a dance, football's an art, I love tactics and all of that, but football is something you can't account. Football is how I feel when I come out of Notting Hill Station for Carnival. Like that first look, and you're seeing the trucks and the costumes, politically correct. That's what football's about. And Messi sums that up. Ronaldo did at United and for a bit at Real Madrid, but I admire more the mentality from Ronaldo when he didn't really entertain me anymore. Football should be fun, not boring. Messi brings fun. Football's gone now, man. I think this is the worst stage I've seen football in my life. Like when we cut all the crap about what team we support and all this sort of stuff. Games are not enjoyable, bro. Players are not enjoyable, man. It's essentially the managers playing. It's bare micromanagement. And again, I like that. I'm a hypocrite. I like all the tactic stuff. It's bare probabilities. And I know the right wing is going to move here. So my left back can stand here and there's a free space there. And, you know, it's too probability based. But Henry, Ronaldo, Messi. Henry, I don't care if the man are better than him, allegedly. They're not better than him to me. They're not better than Henry to me. I'll pick Henry over all of them. Pick Henry over all of them. It's Thierry Henry, mate. Why is the I think my phone is effed, mate. It's not updating. Oh well. Should we say? But yeah, Ronaldo. I'm sorry, Henry. Henry's my favorite footballer ever. Thierry Henry. I don't care what they say. They never took Arsenal to that Champions League final on his Jace. Basically, shout out all the supporting acts on his Jace. Thierry Henry, man. I can remember almost every time I've cried a tear over Arsenal, but not too many tears of joy. One of those was to see Thierry Henry score again against Leeds. Big up yourself, P, man. Appreciate you. So Henry, man. Rank the leagues in terms of football, pure entertainment. England, Serie A, La Liga, and the rest. But it depends, man. Do I want to be entertained for just footballing reasons and artistry and stuff? Because ironically, my bias here is probably Spanish football. Like everything around Spain and the way they play and their bias around young players and their mentality. Like even when you see Spain like not play strikers and they don't really care about age in it, like Kubasi starting and whatnot. Like I kind of find I think I would enjoy more, and I like the tactics. I would enjoy the La Liga a lot more. But entertainment, I think the Prem. Not in terms of football, but the Prem's random. VAR, bare stuff is going on. Artistry, I'd rather watch Spain. I wouldn't say entertainment. Serie A, it's very tactical. La Liga, Liga is fair. You know what? Liga is all right. You know, people shit on the league for no reason. Liga is all right. Ronaldinho was magic. Are you not tired? Sleep is the cousin of death, man. Party people. But you're fun at parties, Frederick. Fucking hell. Boo. I'm late, but what striker do you want Arsenal to buy? Gyokeres for me, man. Ronaldinho was magic. Art. Messi ain't no dancing, just a midget, low balance. Ronaldinho, Rubinho was dancing. That's Choco Benito. Yeah, you know what? Social joins. I've clocked. You've got barbershop opinions, but you learn bull. You know bull sometimes. Nonsense. What do you think of the whole media bending over backwards for PSG as if it's some mad underdog story when they've got unlimited funds and bagged the league by March? Brother, hey, you know what time it is? Football needs a protagonist. Like, there's nothing romantic about none of these football teams. I can't lie to you. Unless I see the only thing I find romantic in football today's day and age, you don't really see it as much. The FA Cup, you might see a lower league team go on a bit of a run. They might get to play at Anfield or the Emirates or something. There's no romance. There's no romance around PSG. What annoys me more than PSG is, and I guess Newcastle are getting it now in City, is these lot, it don't matter where these lot are from. They're all playing the billionaires game, but they'll draw out the Saudi owners and whatnot, but they'll forgive others. It is what it is. Completely off topic and not really a hot take, but a hot take. They're going to force the Club World Cup on us. They're forcing competition. I was talking to my friend about this today. They're forcing competitions on us. They're forcing it. Again, if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, shout out all the underdogs and the South American teams in the Club World Cup, but they've been playing very well. So they're showing the European teams, you lot can't really little boy us. So you've got that. The money. I think Juventus, the Serie A are struggling. Juventus earned 30 million just from being in that. So they're going to take it serious. A lot of these clubs are owned by American-based owners or got some links to America or trying to tap into that market naturally. So they're gonna try and exploit this kind of idea. You know, you could argue it's not the Super League, but this is the Super League. But yeah, I feel they're making competitions, man. They're making Club World Cup. They're gonna make it serious. It's gonna have Ballon d'Or shouts. Nations League is I'm seeing talk that's swaying who should win certain things. Pardon me, football's gone, man. Because it's not from home, man. That's why it's easier to praise those abroad. TT was a complete footballer. I'm shameless. Tell me something. He was. There's nothing. Henry celebrated and done for the West Indies. He's the best. Man, what? Do you still want Maya Mills? What's going on here? Who? What is she looking for, man? It's the haircut. Hey, algorithm. Smash the like button. The algorithm, and then okay. Miss Banks as well. TT was not complete. He's a super freak. Though social choice, get out of him, man. No, Thierry Henry was complete. He was complete. He could do no wrong. He was amazing. Could do everything. I remember getting tired of listening about our striking options. We aren't serious about Gyokeres. Yeah, man. Tell him again, man. Social's moving mad. You know what? Mind games. You need to come on the platform because you're not afraid to say unpopular opinions. If Marino and Havertz did all right up front, I believe Gyokeres will be fine. Just hope Mikel adjusts his system next season to bring out the best of the players in an attacking sense. Because we could sign Gyokeres, you could sign Sesko, you could sign Rodrigo. I know he's not going to sign for us, but you could sign Nico Williams. Could have whatever you want. Nobody could tell me if all these things I said and whatever you lot add to it, none of you lot can tell me that fixes all our problems. Does it fix a lot of problems? 1,000,000%. Does it make me feel a lot more bullish? 1,000,000%. But you can tell me you saw nothing. And again, I am just a fan. I don't know about coaching and that to your level, Arteta. But just to me as a fan that watches the club and follows the club borderline religiously, well, it is religiously, but I don't like to refer to religion and football. It don't make sense. Come on now. But there's problems around low blocks. There's problems around how we move the ball in the transition. There's problems around. I feel we played a high percentages thing. Like we will work in training to generate, I don't know, number 10 chances. And we'll have 10 chances. And we might take them, but we might have 9 that we didn't take. Couple were tap-ins. We scored 1, but the opposition scored 1. It's 1-1. I need couple gunman now. 14 draws needs to be halved or bettered. I'm being very harsh, but we had 3-4 losses. That needs to be bettered. And it's not that I want to be harsh. The league is harsh. It's fine margins. This is the realm we're in. DJ, if your girl went motor, what would you do? She can do what she wants. She's her own person. She dark. Define the question. I don't understand it. Rare gaff from me, but boy, it's over, innit? Comments like that don't come from a football lover. It makes me wonder what side of the bed social woke up. Hey, Terry, allow him, man. Are you a pineapple and pizza guy, DG? No. Why? No, it's horrible. Margarita is my favorite one, or halal meat feast. That dilemma, it's a nightmare still. It's a nightmare. It depends. It depends on the friendship group, what she's like. Because what man fail to understand, you know the girls you're getting with. What she's like, what the friendship group's like, what the motive is, what the purpose is. Because on one hand, like I'm not one of them guys. Do what you want in it. Like as long as you're not boying me, just do what you want in it. It's calm, but it's dark. Still, it's dark. Company can be corrupted by bad characters. It's dark. Still, it's dark. Because then I'm forced to be dark as well. And shit. Come on. DJ, what do you think of Nick Wolfmade? Reese, I can't lie, he's converting me, in the under 21s. I've accepted him. I don't think he's the littiest. I don't think he's amazing, but I think there's something in you, for a club. Maybe not us, because we can't really do the wild card thing, but someone take a chance. I wouldn't say I'm not comparing him to Thomas Muller, but I find him very effective, if that makes sense. He's not the prettiest. He's intelligent, link up play. He's never going to be the most glamorous, but I find him very efficient and effective and intelligent. And maybe because he's German, I just felt of Thomas Muller. He feels like he has that air of inevitability about him. Yo, DG, what's your ideal transfer window if it was in your hands? Yeah. I mean, you said ideal. Rodrigo through the door, Gyokeres through the door. Find some money for Sesko. We can make it happen. Zinni, safe. Kiwior convinced to stay. Partey, new deal. Zubi, you're in. Get the outgoings we've discussed gone. And you know what? Unpopular opinion. I want an 8. And I might want a 10. Neil, big up yourself, man. Part of the furniture, even though you've been missing, man. Whenever you got a display picture, always in a suit, though. Unlike James Bond. I'll answer the question. She's free to go, but she won't be back with me when she comes back. And she'll know that in advance. Even asking me that or thinking that's an okay request is grounds for dismissal. But this is the thing. Dons will get with girls that they know that's what they're on. They like to go to their motives. They like to do that. And now you're acting mad that she's doing that. Like, I hear it, but come on, bro. The things girls are like, they're not even on that. Also, like the ones that are on that. No, we're being stupid. Random questions. You watch UFC? I ain't no religious watcher. I'm not no expert, but I love it, man. What do you think of Jon Jones retiring? Jon Jones retiring England? Have a heavyweight champion right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. Yeah, you're gonna have to clue me up. I can't answer. I'm not even gonna. Pepe wife the J bag. Something, you know what? I don't agree with it. I really don't agree. I don't agree with it. I don't condone it. I can't understand it. But I can understand it because check the comments. And then when you see what I see in the comments, I can understand it, but then I can't understand it because, fam, I know people could. Sorry, random people can see my missus's bits and bobs on the net. That's mad. That's mad. Tiana Trump, I've never seen her content, but for what some of you lot say, oh my days, like, oh my days, like. No, but some people get lost in the sauce, man. Yeah, Adam, I don't know what you're on, but relax, man. Hey, mods, done him. Come on. I don't know what he's on. I don't know what he's on there. I don't know what he's on. Do you prefer inside or outside, girls? Inside. Inside. Inside, man. Inside. Mods, man. The Adam Utes, I don't know what's going on over there, man. I really don't know what's going on over there. But you're ruining it. You're literally ruining it. You're ruining it. Can't lie, 53 minutes of spud pass. Come, people, man. Smash the like button and all that. That dilemma was, in fact, a nightmare, man. What else have we got? Gone over that. If Marine, oh, sorry, seen that already. Just trying to make sure I don't miss out anything, people. I don't like to leave you lot hanging. Omri also the only one out of those 3 to lead his team to become invincible to 49 games unbeaten. So Alex Ferguson said it's the highest achievement above anything else. Thierry Henry is Thierry Henry, man. Absolutely Thierry Henry. Yeah, we like inside, but it's like having a bowl of fruit and some cookies. 5 a day and like chair, take over. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're meant to eat. You can eat an apple and oranges and it's all good, but sometimes you might just want to eat some sweet. Like that the government's killing you, putting bare sugars and stuff in this. But at the end of the day, no man, that's not. See, man, no, let's. Mad. And this is why I'm saying guys like Osimhen, we can't sign him because I'm saying this. We need 20 players to properly challenge nowadays with so many games and competitions. We can't compete with 15 solid players only. And you're right, Sean. And this is something the gaffer has said, and nothing's changed at the moment. Do you think we need 2 strikers? I wouldn't say we need 2 strikers, but I would like 2 strikers. It'd be nice to have your A1 striker, your plan B rotation. Maybe the other striker's not hitting it off like he comes on, but I just can't see us doing it because And I know there's injuries and all these kind of things, but you do, like, in their mind, you'd have one new striker, then you would still have Gabriel Jesus at some point. You still got Kai Havertz. You still got the option of playing several of those options really through the middle. They don't want a big coach, a big squad. They don't, because they like to micromanage. But like you lot have said, yeah, with the Club World Cup and the Nations League now, and the fixture list just getting expanded, indirectly they're gonna have that. What you're probably gonna see is what we see already, in that they're gonna have bigger squads, but it's gonna be a couple academy kids that they're gonna make up the difference. Kind of like when you go pre-season and you see the big squads. But yeah, I don't know what he's on, man. He's moving mad. He's moving mad. That's the thing about YouTube, man. There's 168 of you in here, yeah, and 167 of you are moving pattern driver, just silently listening, going back your live, smashing the like button, participating in the chat. And then my man's just, I don't know what he's on. He of all people needs to smash the like button 1,000,000%. Arsenal got me dodging YouTube. Hope will finish me. Turning 39, lost my hair, and peace to this club. Respect your grind. Appreciate that. You might have to go Turkey, bro. And happy birthday in advance, by the way, whenever it falls. Which game did you go to, had the best atmosphere? Bring your boots and shin pads from Mikel Arteta last season still cracks me up to date. Oh, that's a difficult question, fam. This is where I wish I could go into my memory bank and think of it. Oh, you know. That's a good question. You know what, yeah? Probably throw you by surprise, but of recent, when we played Fulham at the Emirates, because Saka was back, the atmosphere around Saka and just the atmosphere in general when he came on and scored. That's couple, man. I'd say the best one I've been to be fair, is many years ago. It's early Emirates days. Do you remember we played Man United? We played Man United and they scored first, and we came back from behind. Life, me can't remember the goal scorers. Thierry Henry Defo scored. I think it was Van Persie and Henry. It might have been Adebayo, but I remember I was sat not far when Adebayo and Henry were doing the dancing. Even that the celebrations are not saucy anymore, man. DG, hope you're well, man. In regards to Arsenal, I think it's obvious that the striker position is the talk, but do you think that left wing is maybe just as important? The only certain thing in right wing is Saka, it seems. Brother DA, don't ever let them confuse you. Left wing is of unbelievable importance. Now, I don't know if you're going to get a bad boy striker, like, let's just say Gyokeres, that's going to get you 20 goals. You might be able to put up with an upgrade, but a frustrating left winger, or you're going to get a striker, which we don't want to see, that's going to get double figures, not necessarily the higher end of those double figures, but you've got a cold-hearted killer on the left, like you do on the right. Best watch-alongs was last World Cup. Hey, CS, come on, them watch-alongs were lit. Arteta got to stop that ish. So corny. That Tifo was at L. Just let man play. I can't lie. Arsenal's atmosphere, but that Tifo was horrible, man. I don't know what else, but yeah. Brighton did the big squad thing well last season. They rotated well and they brought quality. Adebayo was underrated. Let's see, and that's the thing, yeah. That's the thing with us. That's the thing with us. Like, as Arsenal fans, depending on how old you are, I say strikers. You're thinking Henry, you're thinking Ian Wright, you're thinking this one, that one, and whatnot. But we used to, like, even in recent years, we had a little Aubameyang, we had the Adebayo, we had the Eduardo, we had couple decent ones. Even the squad players were decent. Could never diss Will Todd, could never diss Carney. We don't. What's going on? And I know some of it is because of the day and age we live in, but a lot of it's, if Arteta wanted a traditional gunman striker that could do the road, like if Arteta wanted a strike, I actually think Arteta wants a midfielder up front. Personally, generally, I think that's what he wants. I think that's how these managers move, and that's try again in 7 hours. Why did I turn off the phone, fam? 7 hours and 54 minutes. You're on bants. Anyways, we got a show to do, but yeah, like, we used to have strikers in. If Arteta wanted a gunman up front, he would have one. You would have a gunman up front. You don't want that, per se, quote unquote. Or I'm led to believe you don't. Wenger disrespected Adebayo big time. Wenger's my guy. He disrespected him. Alexis was goated. That's the false nines we need to be running. Adebayo is beloved in Africa. Some rate him in top 10 African players of all time. Shout him out. 8-hour lock darkness. When Arsenal bottle a game, miss a signing, or do something ridiculous, it ruins my whole vibe for the day. How do you manage to keep it from getting to you? And this is where life is a contradiction, because football means so much to me. So much to me. Like, it's the only thing I have close to a clue about knowing. Beyond the obvious, it's the only thing I care about. I get the same feeling from watching Arsenal as I do if I went to, I don't know, the Hackney Marshes and the grass was fully cut, like that smell of grass. I can't explain it, right? But it means so much to me. It also means nothing in that. One, these lot going home to some nice houses and they're getting paid. Two, at the end of the day, if I'm crying about my football team, as much as it means everything to me. If the worst thing in my life is my Arsenal haven't won a Premier League, then I'm doing all right in it. So that's one. That's another one. I can't control nothing. I can give my opinion. I can say what we need to do. I can scream. I can shout. I can be articulate. I can act like everything's amazing, but I cannot change anything. Just because I want a striker, I can't make man sign a striker. So kind of just that, if I'm honest. And I don't know. I've always been able to see football for what it is. As much as it's tribal and we love Arsenal, when you look at the belly of the beast, like, football's a mad sport and it's a dirty sport. Adebayo's goal comps, 80% of the goals are quality goals. How much could we do with a good striker? Same old Arsenal. You're not lying. You're not lying. We need Victor Gyokeres, Rodrigo, new cam right winger, maybe Kudus and Hatto. We're not signing a right winger, bro. If there's a market opportunity, why not? You will sign a left winger that might be able to do a thing on the right hand side in relation to the options in the squad. But we're not signing no winger that is a right wing. Like, your strongest position in your heart is right wing. Your strongest position can be left, and you can do your thing on the right hand side. That's what we're on. Kanu, Adebayo, Eduardo da Silva before his ankle break. See what I'm saying? And I know it's changed, but like, everybody's scouting everywhere. But has it really changed in that? If you got good scouting, you got good scouting. Remember Welbeck last minute header against Leicester? We thought we were going to win the league. I weren't there though, but I can't lie. I didn't think we was going to win the league that year, but I hear it. I'd like to see more from Calafiori and White as bombing on fullbacks this season. It could help the wingers and strikers. One team beyond the obvious I'll be watching closely will be Pep Guardiola, because I want to see if you're still doing the inverted left back stuff, if you're going back to traditional fullbacks, or are you kind of flopping. It is, I think you mean, if Gyokeres flops, do you blame him? Blame everyone. Is there, you naturally look at the situation. Are the tactics getting the best out of him? Are those kind of things? What is he doing as an individual? If you just watch Arsenal, this football thing is rough. If you watch other leagues with Bandulu box football, it's less stressful. Social joins are mad, man. But big up the Bandulu boxes. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's not for you, innit? But yeah, we do need a bigger squad, man. And for me, I'll be real. I actually, like, Arteta, I think we need to go back to a bit of basics, you know, man. Like, I understand football's developed and strikers are your first defenders and Raya has to be good with his feet and that, but can we just play good football and score some goals? And yeah, you can tell me the stats. We got 100 odd goals. I hear that, but I'm appealing to fans that know exactly what I'm talking about. Can we just play some good football and score some goals? During this Emirates era, we've never been big bad bullies winning Premier Leagues, but only Barcelona, if that, could talk to us about this football thing at one point. And even that, our thing was more certain. It's easy to source when you got all them La Masia players. Do you know how many shit players Wenger had, man, playing great football? Dummy and balls and like free pass rondos and crazy things. We're not doing that anymore. We moved the ball very slow, man. Squads win leagues. Facts 4-4-2, man. Hope we heed that lesson. Why do you think, in your opinion, we take long to make signings compared to other clubs? Because we're very peculiar, man. Gyokeres looks more likely. Today they say that, and tomorrow it could be Sesko's the one, man. I agree, my guy. I was off social media for a year and a half, come back, and it's still the same circus. Oh, don't, if you're a football fan, don't take social media seriously. Because half the people chatting shit, man. There's people that, if they talk off camera, they probably love Mikel Arteta. They get on him, slagging him off. There's people that probably hate Arteta. They get on the socials, they're gassing him. And it's all about on Twitter. Twitter's the worst. It's all about reactions and emotions and talking about context and one-upmanship. Protect your mental health, man. Remember, Diaby centre mid, he was a baller, 100. Our subs bench has to be full of top players. Why have guys sat on the bench when you can't use them? Last season, Arsenal were playing with 9 men. Odegaard and Martinelli were all full bench, was so bad. Arteta is too stubborn for his own good. I have a weird feeling next season is going to be long, even if we get Gyokeres and a left winger. It's going to be long anyways. But for me, and I know they can't predict this, pardon me, even though you could have, it's far too late. You see, if we got the depth we needed and addressed the areas we needed last summer, right? And the season played out the same way, purely in terms of injuries. Forget the trophies and all that. If it played out the same way in terms of injuries, I don't know about anyone else, but for me, I'd look at the club and say, you know what, fair enough. Then now I'm entertaining shouts about we were unlucky and this happened and that happened because I've seen you try to put your best foot forward. I just think this has happened anyways. Listen, don't take social media in general serious. It's not real. It's all highlighted and lies, except DG's a real one. I hear that, but am I on social media? Does YouTube count social media, Twitch as well? I mean, I have Twitter and Instagram and all that. I don't really like Twitter, man. I like Twitter from a consumer point of view. I don't really like posting. Because Twitter is a weird one in that I could say I like apples. Someone else could say I like apples too. Someone could say, oh, what about this apple? Then someone's going to say, oh, because you like apples, you're now discriminating against the oranges and you're being racist to the mangoes and you're doing this and that. They're using them smart words. You don't know what they're talking about. They're getting the other Twitter people involved. Next thing you know, Neeks are in your DMs chatting off. Can't do nothing about it. It's long. I'll be judging Berto on his ability to sell players. No more loans. Get these players off the wage bill and actually bring in better quality bench players. Sean, no lies there. And Berto, I mean, if you're known as a hustler, you've been doing this thing for 11, 12 years. We hear about your thing. You got to show us stuff. That being said, it's a tough ask though, man. Like, how do you flog certain players in this team, whether they need to go this summer or next summer or they're on big wages or whatever? Mad analogy, but true. Bro, that's all Twitter is. Like, and I just feel with social media, and what's one of the saddest things in life is people on social media are too comfortable just disrespecting strangers for no reason. I guess just being rude. Twitter got like 12, 15-year-olds, Uncle Belly guys talking about, well, these man clip and do replays on average skills, which is done at goals every week. I'm a hustler. I pay for Isaac 150, 100 mil Newcastle, start acting. Have we been avoiding getting the best players on the planet because most of them are Mavericks and have a bit of an attitude? Arteta doesn't want to deal with such characters. Very nice team. He can do that as much as he wants, but the best managers in this world, Carlos had to deal with egos. Jose's had to deal with egos. Wenger's had to deal with egos. You man think Henry never had no ego? Henry, where he's come out and said, I used to argue with Wenger all the time. Patrick Vieira. You need to know how to pattern it and how to play it and who to give a bit of leeway to and who to draw out. And then 9 times out of 10, if Arteta's going to have to find a way, because I'd assume whether he can or not, if you ask Arteta what he wants out of his career, beyond the obvious and all that philosophical BS, yeah, not even BS, but BS, you want to be the best, wherever you manage, you want to manage the best team in the world with the best players. Typically, the man, they got egos. Luis Enrique, he's found a way to pattern it. Dembele, obviously doing very well in terms of what he's done with a football and whatnot, but he's playing false 9. He's working his socks off. You got to find a way to do that. You're not always going to have these guys that you've essentially seen growing up. Let's be real. You've seen Odegaard grow up, seen Saka grow up, Saliba to a degree, Martinelli. At some point, you're going to have that. Now, I'm not going to be disingenuous because, one, I don't know. I'm not saying this, but for argument's sake, how do we know Saka's not a little shit? We don't. We're not on the. I'm not saying he is, and don't make it he could be a difficult character. And good youths become difficult characters as they grow as well. There could be that. And 2, he did do it with Aubameyang. He did. Obviously, it went south, but he did do it. He did. I'm never gonna lie. Emre got done by Arsenal, really good manager. Nah, Emre needed to cut still. I backed Emre. My thing is I hold on too late. I did it with Wenger, I did it with Emre. I know that they would do it with this gaffer. I'm too loyal to this, not loyal to the soul, loyal with logic to the soul. Like, because at the end of the day, I can get vexed about Arteta, but at the end of the day, it's a family over here. And that goes for you lot as subscribers, that goes for the players. Like, that's just how I look at it. I can call my player shit, you can't. Google don't show all the numbers in his probs on 180. And the thing is, we don't know really what they're on because there's different bonuses, different. If you hit 20 appearances or 20 starting appearances, you get this, that, and the third. Pay for Isaac 150 million if you're serious. Come on, man. I'm not saying you're wrong, but 150 million for Isaac. Not that he's not worth it, but come on, man. You know we're not running no 150 million. Guendouzi's not. You know what? I'll be real. I actually think Arteta might have been right about Matteo Guendouzi, only because it's now following you, if that makes sense. Like, you've left Arsenal a long time ago, is following you around. Like, even Dybala come out with a documentary, an interview the other day and said that Guendouzi attitude sucks. He was bullying the young players, saying he will pay for their plane tickets and obviously flexing. So it might have been a youth thing. But I do like Guendouzi, and a part of me wishes if you was under Wenger, there's a couple players I do think I would have loved to have seen: Bukayo Saka, Wanyeri, Smith Rowe, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Matteo Guendouzi under Arsene Wenger, Odegaard. We will regret it, but it is what it is. Why not keep Zinni for midfield position? Because Arteta clearly don't see you as that. There might be a couple League Cup games. There might be a 10-minute, 20-minute games across the season. He might go for it. But he doesn't see you as a genuine option in the 10 or in the 8 or anywhere in midfield. You're seen as a left back. You need to cut. Get them wages off the bill. It is what it is. Eat the transfer cost. Find a little another left back, because on paper, I shouldn't be talking about fullbacks if I'm honest with you, but I can't bet on Tomiyasu. I can't bet on Calafiori fitness-wise. I like them, but I can't bet on them. Bring me another left back. You and Miles Lewis-Skelly rock it out. If they're scoped to put Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield, then we're lit. Alonso and Slot are proof that we should have gone for someone with some experience managing a club before jumping into the role from being an assistant. 100%. I think the last season, beyond the obvious, Arteta's having experience would have helped him a lot. Will Odegaard be affected if Rodrigo joins Arsenal? Potentially, if he wants to play him in 10. Guendouzi was never that good. Tactically poor. Miles would have been fighting Mateo every week. Probably. Nah, Guendouzi was cool, man. He was cool. He could play ball, bro. He could play ball. I think, including myself, I think it's the club and us fans' fault, because let's be real, when Guendouzi was here, now we've got Timber, we've got Magalhaes, we've got Saliba, Miles Lewis-Skelly, even Saka's becoming a bit of a Magalhaes. Havertz has got mentality, maybe not ability, but he's got that. We've got guys like that act. They're not pussycats. We never had that. We had the gentleman that if you foul us, scare us, put us in headlocks, Koscielny thing, you're going to bully us. Guendouzi was one of the youngest, but he was on it. So we fell in love with that. But I think he got too excited of it. We gassed him too much. I'm sure there was a North London derby. He was there. We won. Guendouzi, Torreira era had potential. Torreira. Woo. He needed to fix up, man. Players are way more professional before too many men on the kickabout thing. You have to be professional, man. I did like Guendouzi. He's saying I just made my own name. Yeah, social media has ruined society in terms of respect. In everything, man. And the thing is, social media, I've seen it used for so much good, but unfortunately, it's being used for racism, just slagging off your fellow man or woman. The most dangerous thing, I think, is misinformation. You have ignorant people, ignorant individuals, ignorant group of people, and misinformation. House on fire. I agree. Arteta needs some more coaching experience behind him. I would be disappointed if he appoints anyone, including Santi, that doesn't carry some experience. Lie after lie after lie. The devil tells the truth more than his honest. Damn. The only player we should regret letting go is Gnabry. Everyone else who left hasn't really hit the heights of what we need to challenge. Might be some that we regret, but I hear it though. It's more the manner. Like, if I could go back in time and stop the way Aubameyang, because Aubameyang, like, rightly or wrongly, whether it's Arteta or Aubameyang, someone like Aubameyang shouldn't be leaving like a rat through the highway, man. It's dark. Sesko is a better fit and a better footballer, but at this point, just give me Glock 9 and bag some goals. I'm with that. Find the next one. Speaking of the scouts, what happened to that Italian Don? Did he sign Traguzzi? We're at until David Ornstein or Arsenal confirm it. It's a mad thing. I don't know, man. Even for my team, I'd take Lookman possibly. What team are you? But Lookman on the left, 40 M's roughly. I don't think Atalanta are asking for too much. You got Maverick on another side, Nigel on the wings. I hear it. I just don't think we rate Lookman like that. I'd have him though. Shout out the Pigeon Gang. If he was here with that and you understand that reference, I don't regret Van Persie, because at that point, what he wanted to do and what we wanted to do, two different things. Do you think we should have gotten rid of Gnabry when he was available for the contract extension? No. And I'll always shout out Jack Wilshere going to Bournemouth and Gnabry leaving Arsenal. Those two things don't happen. And me not watching a video by someone called Gary Vaynerchuk, we're not here talking about football. Those three incidences is why we're here now. is Zubameni signed. We're led to believe, but you seen him in the shirt yet? Until I see him doing all of that, Bob's your uncle, geese. Am I the only one that is waiting for Arsenal to start buying some young South American, Central American talent? Listen, make a multi-club structure and start running that. F and Percy. The 2022-23 season was lit. Was looking forward to every game that season. We used to rip teams apart for fun. I wish we could get back to that. I think not winning scared Mikel and he went too defensive. He's gone the other way, man. And to be honest, we could argue we enjoyed watching that because it was a breath of fresh air. Now there's expectation. We're not just enjoying. We know win, lose, draw. What we can win the games. We talk about the immediate emotions, but then we're like, oh, did City win? Did Liverpool win? What does this mean? And we know where the social media goes with it. We've been terrible at signing players from Central South America. Our scouting department ain't good enough, man. We never get the best thing. Is it that, or I'll always defend scouts? Because through having scouting experience, like I could find you the next Kante, Mahrez. I don't know why I'm saying these names, but Kante, Mahrez, all these guys. And let's just say, because H said that H is the head of development. But you see, if he's on a lay-lating, he doesn't rate me, or he's messing about. It doesn't matter what I'm doing then. You're the one that signs off on deals, and we're gonna take it more beyond scouting. That happens. That happened at United. Ask Ralph Rangnick. I mean, we can't, but you always see it because people run games on social media. All of these guys, even people like John Duran, they've been linked with Man United. Man United's recruitment's been a mess. Whose fault is it? Anelka didn't. But then again, I asked people, yeah, and obviously I grew up with Thierry Henry, but those older. I think I big up Kenny Ken and DJB. I asked them the question. If Anelka isn't the way he is and we don't sell him because of how it all ended, do we ever see Thierry Henry at Arsenal Football Club? You think if Pep came to Arsenal on the first season, he'd win the league? Yep. Where Arsenal right now in the last 2 years? Yep. Dare I say the summer of the second year, so the summer we bought Kai Havertz? I think yep. Because I'm not dissing Mikel Arteta because we're past that now, but whatever you say, all good or bad, I don't think Pep Guardiola is spending 65 million on Kai Havertz, all the money on Marino and certain other things. He's buying other wavy dons, getting over the line. The rebuild thing in that, Klopp would have been the one. Unpopular opinion. I would have wanted, when there was a feasible time where it looked like we could get Pep Guardiola or Klopp. People can laugh at us, but there was a time, kind of early Emirates era. I would have wanted Pep, and I still maintain that. But Klopp would have been the one for us because of what he's done at Dortmund, even to a degree Liverpool. I know they spent money, but you get the point. Yeah, but did Anelka ever have an incredible season after Arsenal? Like, best free strikers in the world at any point? Probably not. What manager you want if Arteta goes? Would you take Xavi? I would consider Xavi. I must admit, man, I do like the new kind of age managers. And there's a certain Spanish manager that's like Como being linked with Inter Milan. Could be that thing. It wouldn't bang, but if I could make the call, I would at least try the conversation with Jurgen Klopp. I'm not gonna lie. I'd at least call him. In fact, no, to have this discussion, it can't be. If I was a director, let's go for golf, man. It's been a long time since we had a conversation. Let's get food now. Let's go for golf. Let's drink a couple drinks. So you're saying, though, you don't want to get back in management? Come, man, let's sign the deal today. Yeah, we would see Henry. Wenger would have still gone for that shrewd deal. Question is, do we get Perez? Mind games. And that's just how you know, good or bad, rightly or wrongly, the story's already written. Everything's happened for a reason. Get Mertesacker to talk to Klopp. DG, we don't have the French connection. Don't do well in South America. After Dean time, we lack in talent identification. We don't have that central figure, yeah, that is serious about the vision of this football club at this club. We don't. David Dean was on that. Imagine we done the Spurs thing or a couple other clubs. Like we were just talking about a new stadium now. Like let's just say not that we've done anything, but let's just say we were just 2 years into our new stadium. In hindsight, it's lucky that we saw the vision. He was on the vision. Rightly or wrongly, David Dean's the reason Kroenke's even know what Arsenal is really. Now, he's not alone. Obviously, people sold their shares and that, but he was a visionary. He saw Americans are going to get involved in this. We need a new stadium. Wenger was a genius, but also, there's a thin line between being a genius and insanity. David Dean would pull Wenger back in from the madness. Obviously, David Dean effed off. Wenger's doing his madness. because Edes and those above him are doing madness. That's what the Emirates era has been essentially. We need that, and I don't want to talk things up too much. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope Arsenal that I wake up and we win champs and prems and do all the things we want. But I do. There is a feeling for me beyond the obvious. I'm not putting this expectation on Berta, but there is a feeling that you need to be the most talismanic figure for this football club in that kind of position. I know it's not quite the same position as David Dean, but you need to kind of be the biggest talismanic figure in our history at this point and go down in history doing that as David Dean is when he walked in and those before him. I genuinely think that. Because we've got Arteta that does some good, moving to left with it. Kroenke's doing what they're doing. We need you to be the Mikel Arteta gets over the line, but the Mikel Arteta of that sporting director role. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't against bringing in Mikel Arteta, but some of you that have been following me, you knew the biggest thing I weren't on this everybody learning thing. Like you've got young player, young manager, young sporting director, the added juice of we know how the Kroenkes operate. They get who they believe is in the positions, leave them to it. They just want to see the balance sheet and quarterly reports, if that makes sense. I think you needed an experienced sporting director, like you needed a Berta with Arteta, and that's why we've done some good, done some bad, and it's been a mixed bag, man. What do you think of Tottenham? Shit. What do you think of shit? Tottenham. Thank you. That's all right. We need a real striker. James, you're not lying. We don't need longevity. We do, but I hear you. We need progress at this point in time. Yeah, we're frustrated. What do you think would have happened if Arsenal beat PSG and we played Inter? I think we get a star on our shirt. I don't think the champions of Europe. Obviously, this is all with hindsight. Like seeing that Inter there, I think we win the champs. But that's our thing, and it's jarring, man. We keep doing the if and could have, like, we're probably fuck it. We are the biggest team not to win the Champions League, especially PSG doing their thing. We're the biggest team not to win that. No one's bigger than us who ain't won that, and I don't want to flex that. That's a dead flexing thing. They don't care about winning anything. They just happy to be good and not care about the fans they want to win. Hope Berta has given the open hand to challenge Arteta. Hope so. I hope so. You think Martinelli should have been used more as a striker? I do. I want to see Martinelli with a striker, but made a striker. But we've been saying that for years. Come to the realization, and the manager can prove me wrong. He's not on that. He's not on playing Martinelli through the middle for whatever reason. He's not on that. So it's not happening. And I must admit, with what the modern day wants from a striker and what is demanded of Martinelli, it's a recipe for disaster. Now, if we was going to play him up front, we're going to be quick on the transition and do all those crazy things. Martinelli, I just wish Martinelli you wish it with a lot of players. I wish Gabriel Jesus could score goals. I wish Martinelli played with his head up and had a tiny bit more decision making. Do you think Arsenal will sign Gyokeres over Sesko? No, I don't. The best Arsenal team you've ever seen, DG Invincibles. Come on, Invincibles. How far were we really off from beating PSG on a serious note? I don't even want to do all of that, my boy, but if we had a striker, if we had all the things we know we needed to get in the summer last year, then we're moving to them or we're giving them a good game. And I think, honestly, if we had all the things we know we needed, with what I know now and how the two games played out, I think we lose the game at the Emirates. I reckon we get 2 goals in France early and we might still lose that game. And I can't think beyond that, but I reckon we draw a level at some point. But then we've shot ourselves in the foot. If you're in the semi-finals and you look around, there's nothing on the bench, Saka and half of these players are not fully fit, it's your fault, bro. Yeah, there's been injuries, but come on, man, let's cut the crap. We know what we needed to do in the summer. We know what we needed to do the summer before that. I hope we're close. We're close, but we're so far. PSG have serious squad depth. That's the difference. We didn't get beaten by a lot by scoreline, but obviously, if you wanted it, we got dominated. That bench, boy, it's a joke, man. Bench. Slightly, anyone who cares, go and type in the bench when we beat Real Madrid at their place. A straight to Haaland, unfortunately. We need seen that already. What ifs don't exist, and that's the thing. We can do all of that thinking about what is, but we also have to live in reality, which is facts. You're right. Zidane waiting for the France job. I don't understand why this waste man Deschamps is still in charge, wasting talent. Damn. We're not getting Zidane, man. We're not getting Zidane. And for me, for Zidane to bang, everything's got to be patterned. You need, like, in how we want the club to move, the players we want, everything. There can't be this dibby. We need to improve, and we got it in. You need, if you want to do waviness, you need wavy guys, and you need to make sure you facilitate the waviness. They're not to blame for everything, but we seem to always go for the obvious target. Why couldn't we get Balemba before he went Brian, for example? H, wish I had an example. What do you think of the Elka news links? I don't really buy them. I don't, because I ain't seen the 30 journalists talk about it. But him as a player, bring him. Them kind of dons, like, he can play ball, he's adaptable, he's young. He can be what they tried to make Fabio Vieira. We're too big of a club to walk into season with positions not covered. And Super, this is where I agree with you, but then I look at it. Whatever I have to say about Arsenal, man, I paid too much money. People got coaching badges. People are too smart at this football thing. If us as commoners, and we're definitely not commoners, we're the fans, but got to be us that whatever you lot doing your 9 to 5s and me making content or whatever, if we're thinking about this and reasoning and saying this, these lot have to be having these thoughts. So then I say that to say this: if they're having those thoughts, it's not naivety now. It's an active choice. Fair enough, we don't know all the variables and whatnot, but it's now an active choice not to do certain things. So it's not that you're naive or ignorant. So it's not ignorance of bliss thing. You're knowing this, being more intelligent than us, and not patterning. What's a short-term signing you would allow without getting pissed off? Ollie Watkins. Scott Carson, mate, on a free transfer, third choice keeper. Man City look really strong. We need to make good moves. Sorry, we've seen this already. Have you seen the Man City squad? Saw it the other day in the Club World Cup. It's scary. Don't know what we can do to get to that level. Trust. Not much. But look at what teams that have won stuff and done stuff we want to do, and not do it in their image, but maybe there's some tips. The board gets away with murder. People getting onto Arteta for not signing anyone last Jan. Fans need to do better. But the board needs corn. But at the same time, we know how the board activate. And Arteta's caused his own issues as well. That's why everyone's to blame. We got a hard start to the season as well. Stop, man. Would you have taken Delap in the squad? Yeah. And obviously, if he was our starting striker, it would have been that. But boy, it's long. Big up, boy. But moving like a mafia boss with bipolar. Choose one strike and keep it moving. There's a lot of mind games being played at this moment in time. Arsenal doesn't need to sell Martinelli. We need squad depth. That's what cost us last season. It's true. But I think Arsenal would do well to get 40 million for Martinelli. Some of you go and, like, some of you, I do the live streams all the time. Some of you are telling me we could get 50, 60, 70. Going on certain people's logic, if we're getting 50, 60, let's focus on 70. I don't think there's an Arsenal fan that's not selling him, you know. I'm not selling him, but I don't think that makes 70 million. But I wouldn't even feel comfortable selling Martinelli if you ain't got a left winger in the club already, because now you're just making more problems. You know that you're potentially having to, we're talking about a striker, we're talking about left wing, probably need a defender. To my knowledge, Kepa's not over the line. You might need to sign another centre mid, because it's not guaranteed Partey then. Name any competition for places we had last season. Trossard and Martinelli, that's it. Mind games. In theory, Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly, but that didn't bang because man got injured and Miles Lewis-Skelly ran with his plays. You're right, Trossard, Martinelli. I want to say Timber and White, but like it's like when one's fit, the other one's injured. We have to run one into the ground, and the other one's got to do whatever. But yeah, man. Off topic, but how did you find out WWE was fake if you watched WWE? My uncle, like immediately, like 7 years of age, which is even too late. I was at his house having a sleepover with my cousins and that, and then they were sleeping. I was watching it, and like, I ain't gonna do it, but he has a Jamaican accent. Like he couldn't believe I'm watching wrestling. It's like, why are you watching man wearing baby oil when that is fake? Like it's not real. And like just rubbed it out, popped it all down. And from he said that, I just saw it. Like, why are you getting punched in? Oh, like it doesn't make sense. Like they get punched and then who gets punched and then circles around and oh my god. So now you're gonna spear me. Yeah, man, you're watching man Grease out wearing baby oil. It's fake as well. It drew me out late night. He said it was late night as well. Popped it down. That got rubbed out immediately. Immediately. What happens in this transfer window is enough to tell you what KSC are exactly about. True, but if they spend 200 odd million and we're looking at it like, oh, what's going on there? They have to hold that. Obviously, I'm not on the board meeting, but Arsenal definitely know the striker we want probably from last. I don't. If anything, it's gamesmanship. When you read these reports, I don't believe still deliberating. And if they're still deliberating, it can't be from purely what Gyokeres and Sesko can do on the football field. It's now down to maybe the agents acting, the clubs acting in terms of the asking price, the wages. It's that. And even that, I think it's my honest opinion. I think it's mind games. I think we're still trying to get Sesko. Leipzig are moving mad. We're moving mad. Everyone's putting things out to the press. The Gyokeres thing included. If it goes beyond that, then I think you might can entertain certain things. Yeah, why for that idiot thing, bro? Scotty too hotty. He was my guy, but he was shit, bro. Come on, man. He just used to do dancing and get ripped. Favorite boxer? I might say boxer. Wrestler? Shawn Michaels and Eddie Guerrero. Booker T. Yeah, but UFC is a serious sport. How long you think Arteta's really got left? Well, he's signed a new deal last September. He's on 15 mil a year. Obviously, fans would want his head. They want him to, get rid of him and all of that if he doesn't deliver next season. But then I remove my emotion. And then I found myself asking myself, guys and girls, this simple question. If we had a season like last year, like you see the year that's just gone, if we fought, God forbid, but if we fast forward to 2026, right, and we have the same season where it's 2 semi-finals, it's second, and it's going out on penalties, do I think the club are going to sack Arteta? I don't. I cried when Eddie Guerrero died. I cried when he won at WrestleMania. He's a madman, but Chris Benoit was one of my favorites. He was. Shawn Michaels probably my favorite. What is Mikel's biggest weakness in your opinion, DG? 2 things. He's too stubborn, 85th minute subs and that. And you believe in too many shit dons, man. Come on, man. You believe in too many shit dons, bro. You believe in guys that are not even shit, but they like where we're trying to go, they can't, bro. They in the capacity that they're playing, they can't do it. They can't do it. Bro, Lesnar doesn't look like he fakes it. Big up DG, like and sub. One love. I want an owner who cares, not a billionaire. Big. Ooh, I hear it. I think Arteta will stay as long as we get Champions League. We are not Real Madrid that sat managers if they don't win titles. Wrestlers got hella characters, but Luchadores is the best. Argue with yourself. I tried to watch that on YouTube, man. Ultimate Warrior and The Rock. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Big up The Rock. Like Goldberg, one of my favorites. But I Undertaker, Rey Mysterio. I look at people funny, yeah, when they say, when I asked him, he was your favorite wrestlers when he was growing up, and they do say The Rock. Like Stone Cold was cold though. I got excluded in primary school for Stone Cold Steve of doing the Stone Cold thing to someone. Well, yeah, Stone Cold and the RKO. But anyways, I look at people funny if they say Stone Cold, The Rock, and Goldberg was their best. It's the same way if I ask you your best musicians or rappers, and I'm not saying you can't have this, but you start telling me Eminem, this what people that just say the legends, that you just say the legends. Or I ask you your best footballers, you're 30 or younger, you're telling me about Pele and Eusebio. Big him up, but come on, just because you watch a documentary, don't mean you're mess. Come on, tell me about what you saw. CM Punk, banter. Him, Samoa Joe. What's the fake Booker T done? Rebos, idiot dons. All them guys that came from TNT, AJ Styles, idiot guys. I agree. Arteta puts too much trust on players that are not good enough, but I think that's due to him knowing he can't easily get replacements, and we have seen him be ruthless with players. It's true, but if you argue with what we just spoke about, and I assume that's Kai Havertz, you bought him, bro. All that working with the squad you're at where you're at, that's redundant for Arteta, bro. You spent peas, bro. None of these players that are at this club, the majority of them you bought now, but none of these players are here because you don't want them. Let's be real. And I'm not, you don't know me. I don't do the acting like Arteta's mad shit. I definitely don't gas him up and whatnot. No, I'm gonna fight you. Fight me for what? What did I do, boy? Bring it. Brock Lesnar got smacked up, but bro, you can't go from that. It's like, oh, R.I.P. my man. What's my man? I used to watch his fights, man. I used to watch his fights in secondary school. In IT, man. I should have been learning. Stay in school, kids. What's this? What's the black dog, man? He tried to do the UFC thing. He used to fight, do street fights. R.I.P. him, he died, man. What's his name? You don't know what I'm talking about, man. He used to fight in this. What's his name, man? Fuck's sake. Stephen? No, it's definitely not Stephen. I'm moving mad. It's not Stephen. Che, I'm moving mad. It's not Stephen. It's a mad name. It's a madness. It's a madness. Rambo? Nah, it weren't Rambo. It weren't Rambo. It weren't Rambo. Kimbo Slice. That's his name. Kimbo Slice. R.I.P. him. He tried to jump into serious fighting and he got mad. That's the thing, yeah. And that's one, you know what? It probably annoys me more than football. And I'm a boxing fan, but I'm not a boxing fan like that. Man will watch professional boxers and say they can beat. Like, I see it on Twitter. This is why I don't take social media seriously. Do you know how many people think they can move to AJ or any rugby boxer? Do you know how silly you are? That's his name. That's his name. R.I.P. Yes. Serious foul. Well, okay, UFC is the real deal, man. AJ Styles, meaty, man. Come on, I'm not rating AJ. AJ Styles, R-Truth, any Samoa Joe, anyone that come from that TNT thing is an idiot thing. It's not serious. It's definitely not serious. Jeff Hardy cold and his brother. It's not serious. You know it's not serious. They're not serious guys. Can we make your background more colorful, DG? Hey, stay with me. Trust the process. Trust me, it's going to get lit. By the end of the year, when you see graphics and mad stuff, it's going to get mad. He was a mad fighter, but you can be a mad fighter in the streets. Well, you're fighting man that are trained. I'm hitting you in your knee because I know why I'm hitting you in your knee. I'm hitting you with jabs and hitting you in your arm. Rob Van Dam, crazy done, but yeah. Most amateur boxers will watch, man. This is what I'm saying. Too much man think they can fight trained fighters. Like, don't be silly. Be humble in life, man. Arteta never signs and handles Maverick players with ego that can win games on their own like Alexis. That's something he's going to have to learn because you're not always going to have young, impressionable Gs. Because Saka had a reason to be patterned. He's trying to be the guy. Saliba had a reason to be patterned. Magalhaes had a reason to be patterned. Even Declan Rice, yeah, he was signed for 100 odd million quid, but respectfully, West Ham, Arsenal, what about if we can get these guys that have been at Madrid, one X, Y, Z, and this club and that club and whatnot? People forget it's a fighting skill, bro. People that it's ego. People think, and this is how I know, people think, yeah, I'm just going to swing for heads aimlessly. It's not making no sense. Edge and Lita did a mad thing back then. Edge, another shit done. Another shit done. Kane shit done as well. Legend, but shit done. Randy Orton. I have voices in my... Triple H, another one. Got one of the worst beatings of my life following Triple H and doing that spitting thing. Wait, everyone done that, man. That was cold. Everyone done that. But with that being said, though, man, I don't want to waste Shelot's time. Before we get out of it, what's this? AJ is an immense athlete. That's cool. He was reborn. The streets ain't no one ain't go on the roads right now and ask who's the best wrestler. No one ain't all wrestlers they rate. Nobody is saying AJ Styles. AJ Styles. Come on, man. Don't be silly. Stop being dumb. Fighting's a serious art, bro. A serious art. But on that note, it's midnight. I'll see you lot tomorrow, man. Why waste your time? Big up you lot who can't find your bed. Appreciate you lot who have engaged. Smash the like button, all that good stuff. Make sure you're hitting the like button. If you haven't, link up tomorrow, people. Done now.
Like